Thank you for tuning in to the best parenting show on the internet, Post Daily Dose.
It's the Post. It's the Post. It's the Post. The Post Daily Dose. It's the Post. It's the Post. It's the Post. The Post Daily Dose. It's the Post. It's the Post.
Good evening, boys and girls, kings and queens. Welcome to another episode of Post Daily Dose with me, your trusted parenting advisor, faithful guide, and servant on the healing journey. What's my name? Big Papa Brian+Post. Hope you guys are having a fantastic Thursday. It is a beautiful, sunny, very hot 105 degrees in Oklahoma today. So on today's Post Daily Dose, I thought I would talk to you guys about supplements. Just briefly, I'm not going to go into a lot of detail, but I'm going to tell you about 3 supplements that every household, in my opinion, needs to have. And so I'll just kind of run down them real quick and kind of share these with you. These are actually supplements that I take every single day. Most members of my family take, and if friends complain to me about their various health issues, then they end up taking them too, because I feel like they are just important. They make a significant difference in my life, and I believe they can make a big difference in your life. Now, let me tell you a little bit of a background about my history with supplements. I actually started taking supplements a long time ago. I mean, I started getting really serious into lifting weights and stuff when I was in the 6th grade. And so from that point forward, I was always taking some kind of protein powder, some kind of amino acids. A lot of that stuff really, wasn't much count. Hello there, Mimi. Hello there, Katrina. Glad you could catch me live too. And hey there, Jill. Yes, 105. Hello there, Kirsten from the Netherlands. And so I started taking supplements a long time ago. And probably always took something, off and on throughout, and then I probably stopped for a while. And then I remember when I was in Virginia Beach, I was doing a phone interview with an author. Her name is Susan Kachinskas, and she was talking about a hormone called oxytocin. Oxytocin, as you all now know, is the brain's anti-stress hormone. That little interview with Susan Kachinskas totally changed my life because it opened up my eyes to the power of what I had been trying to create by developing a love-based parenting model over all those years, and then it gave me just something very specific that I knew I was then working for. So that actually got me really excited, and I started thinking about all the families, all the adults that struggle with anxiety and have, really deficient oxytocin responses, because oxytocin is a learned response in your brain. And I thought, you know what, why is this not a supplement? Did you know that oxytocin is actually the only proven medication, drug, however you want to classify it, supplement that's ever been proven successful with autism? And guess what? It's almost never marketed. They almost never talk about it. But research says it's the only drug that's ever been proven effective. So I thought, okay, so there must be this huge conspiracy. I'm going to create an oxytocin supplement. And I ended up doing that. It's called Oxytocin Factor. And I had it on the market for several years, and many of you tried it and loved it. And for years after, I had people emailing me and asking me, how they could get more of it. Well, I did it for 3 years, and we sold thousands and thousands of bottles of Oxytocin Factor. I took it every single day. I still have an old bottle of the drops, and maybe even one of the nasal spray. And then I got bored, as I tend to do with things. I like to start things. I'm an entrepreneur. I have been since I was 6 years old, and I ended up selling the company. So that was kind of got me back into the supplement industry. And then I took a sabbatical from mental health, probably for about 7 years, and went into the healthcare field, where I was running and operating several different wellness clinics. And then in that capacity, I learned even more about supplements. Hello, Senora Rosa Elizondo. And I learned even more about supplements. And so since then, I've always supplemented my own diet, my own health with various supplements. I'm as all you know, I'm not a big medication advocate, so I don't, turn to pharmaceuticals. It's just something that I just feel in my heart. For me, it's not always not. It's just like not something I go to. So I'm always thinking about how can I supplement myself nutritionally for any challenges that I may have. And so I want to talk to you guys this evening about 3 supplements. First, I'm going to tell you about this one. Now, here's what I want to also tell you. Now, this is called from a company called Metagenics. I have no interest in these companies, by the way. These are just supplements that I use. This is their fish oil, a high grade, high quality fish oil. I believe is an essential supplement in any family. It is good for your brain. It has good healthy fats. It's good for your joints. It even acts as a diuretic for some people. And it can boost your energy as well as help you sleep better. So oxytocin, very, 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 very good. Hello, Jessica, and hello there, Tammy. So you can. I'm not the kind of person who's like, oh, you got to get, this brand or this brand. Although I will tell you guys that I am coming out soon with my own line of supplements called Brian+Best. I've decided to get back into it because I'm so adamant. I've got some really good stuff coming out. But until then, Metagenics puts out a great supplement. Sometimes this is actually medical grade. So a lot of times you have to order this through a doctor's office. This is not necessary. There are a lot of other really good supplements on the market, fish oil supplements specifically, but you've got to make sure you take enough. So this has, let's see what the amount is. It is something like, wouldn't they say it's like 1,000? It's like over one full gram of fish oil. And so this is a pretty high dose of fish oil, and I usually take about 4 of these. I'll take 2 at night and I'll take 2 in the morning. So get yourself a good fish oil. They also make child-sized ones. Various companies do. They'll make the little bitty fish oil pellets that your kids don't mind taking. They'll flavor them these days. It's just good for their overall health. It's a good, healthy, high fat. It's a good quality high fat supplement, and it's good fats. And so it's going to help with brain development. It's going to help with myelination in the brain. It's also going to help with your joints as we get older. That's probably the number one reason why I take fish oil. And hello there, Terry. And hello there, Danielle. And hello there, Leslie. And so the number one reason I take fish oil is for my joints. It helps my joints after years and years of sports and lifting weights. I can feel a little bit like the Tin Man on some days. Okay, so next essential supplement for every household is magnesium. Now I'm going to tell you about 3 different magnesiums. Here's one. As you'll see, this is nature made. I picked these up at Walgreens. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. And here's another magnesium. I also picked this up at Walgreens. But what you'll notice about these 2 specifically is this one is Magnesium Oxide. And this one is Magnesium Citrate. Now, what's the difference? People are oftentimes afflicted by migraines. A lot of times people don't realize that migraines start in the gut. It has to do with some dysfunction in the gut, and usually people are just flat out not that regular. Because our diets these days lack significant fiber and lack the significant salts, which magnesium is a salt, then oftentimes we're deficient and then we're not very regular. So one of the things I really promote for people who have migraines is that they try magnesium oxide on a regular basis. Now I only take 1 500 milligram magnesium tablet every evening. That's all I need, and it helps me stay regular. It's fantastic. Anytime a family tells me that they have a child who has bowel issues, I always suggest magnesium. I really feel like everyone should be taking magnesium. Just at the very least 1 500 milligram supplement. You'll notice the effect within a day. Take it at night, especially with kids. It also can help relax muscles. But magnesium oxide is the one that it's called a smooth gut relaxer. It is the one magnesium that is the most impactful on your digestive system. So that's very important. It's magnesium oxide. Now, the other magnesium citrate, I take this regularly as well. Sometimes I'll take up to, these are 250 milligram capsules. Sometimes I'll take up to 1,000 milligrams, which is 4 of these a day. This is really good for blood pressure support. So I've told you guys before, sometimes I have some challenges. My blood pressure climbs up a little higher than it should, and I always supplement magnesium citrate. So magnesium citrate is really good for blood pressure support, as well as general relaxation and stress relaxation. So it's very helpful for that too. Now, it has less of an impact on your digestive system because the citrate is a salt which doesn't cause your belly, your intestinal lining to pull in the salt, to pull in the water as much as the oxide, which is also a salt. But this salt, the oxide version, actually pulls a lot of fluid into your intestines, which is what causes you to have to go potty first thing in the morning after using it. So, magnesium citrate, very good. I'm getting a call from California. Can't take it right now. Magnesium citrate, very good for blood pressure support and general relaxation. Now, there's one other that I want to mention, and I don't have a bottle of it because you can't usually find it at normal health food stores. And it's called Magnesium Glycinate. This is actually one of the supplements that's going to be in the Brian's Best line. Magnesium Glycinate is good for stress regulation. So it's good for stress regulation, anxiety, and general calm. So it's one that I'm going to be adding to my daily regimen. I feel like we all can use more support in our stress management. And so magnesium glycinate, Glycinate. And why does it not impact your intestines? Because glycinate, whereas the other ones are salts, glycinate is actually an amino acid which causes the magnesium to absorb into your bloodstream. And so because it gets absorbed into your bloodstream, it's not pulling the water into your intestinal lining. So it gives you the blood, literally the blood infused relaxation response. So it is good for stress reduction, it's good for calm, and it's good for stress and relaxation. So magnesium glycinate, you might want to check that one out whenever you get a chance. So those are the 3. It actually turns out to be 4. Fish oil, then magnesium oxide for your children who have potty issues, bowel movement issues. It's very, very, very good. And I always say start out between 500. If it's a child, 250 milligrams. If it's an adult, 500, sometimes 1,000 milligrams at night. And then you adjust accordingly. And then magnesium citrate, which is good for blood pressure support and relaxation. And then magnesium glycinate. And then I'll give you one bonus one that I highly, highly recommend for most families that you just try. And that is melatonin. I'm a pretty big fan of melatonin. It really helps to start regulating the circadian rhythms. And as you know, circadian rhythms are controlled by a structure in your brain called your suprachiasmatic nucleus, and it is impacted by stress and trauma. And it controls your ability to calm down and regulate around sleep and eating. And so melatonin goes a long ways in helping to support the regulatory system of that part of your brain. And so parents who have children who struggle with sleep, I'm pretty big advocate on a small dose of melatonin. And you just have to play with these. As adults, we typically don't get enough of these things, so you usually have to take more than the recommended dosage. But with your children, I always say start small. So I hope those things are helpful for you guys. I hope you've had a fantastic day. Remember, in any situation, we always have 2 choices. We can continue to react from our same blueprints of stress, fear, and overwhelm, or we can stop, we can slow down, take 3 to 10 breaths, deep breaths, and choose love. And I hope you would choose love. And Katrina says, would any of these fight medications your child is already taking. Typically, these supplements are not going to interact with any medications your children may be taking. And just to be on the safe side, always consult your physician before adding and taking away anything like that has to do with nutrition supplementations. That's my general CYA, but if you're really worried about it, talk to your doctor. It's usually not going to impact anything just because they're naturally occurring supplements. All right, guys, have a fantastic evening, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Mañana.